Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Legacy of the Divine Tarot. Yeah. It's by Cyril Marchetti. Where's the website? Bottom here? Is it upside down? No. I think this one has Llewellyn.com if you freeze frame. There's also usgamesinc.com. I think I saw that in one of his more current decks. This one's a printing from 2009, but feel free to check that out if you like their stuff. Supportive Oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. Sorry, hiccup there. A couple websites in the back. ToriHartman.com, and then there's Watkins Publishing, either .com or .co.uk. The .co.uk is in the black bar there, right above the barcode. Feel free to check that out if you want to. There's a companion deck, tarot cards too, for the Tori Hartman one, if you're interested. What do we have for Cancer? You've made some decisions. It's kind of like I have to. Ooh. Okay. You got to make a decision. I feel like you have, though. This is very interesting because I feel like you've kind of made a decision, but maybe you're making peace with it. Something's coming. The Hanged Man is at the top, but I get a very comfortable feeling with this for you. I feel like I keep feeling like you've made the decision, you're just making peace with it. And information is coming in, something is happening, there's a possibility coming your way that's really strong. And it's kind of like, I know where I am right now, I know where I'm standing. I feel like it's kind of like I'm just making peace with the decision I've made. I keep feeling like I'm making peace with something. I like that card for you, ironically. Not always a fan of the Hanged Man. This card fell out face down. The Fool is kind of like, there's changes coming. But it's face down, kind of like there are definitely big changes coming is what I'm getting for you. The thing is, it might restructure literally your whole life. That sounds like a lot. Doesn't mean you're losing anything, but the way you're perceived going forward and how people relate to you, some of it's going to get better, some of it maybe not so much. But I feel like it's almost like for some of you, it's almost like I'm making a big job change. I don't know why this is such a big deal, but it seems like it is. Or maybe there's a relationship change here. Take it with a grain of salt. Big change. And it's kind of like I know what I need to do, and I feel like you've already made up your mind. It's just making peace with the decision you make. It's kind of like knowing if I don't like what's going on, then this is what I need to do. And then just kind of like letting yourself sit with that for a minute. It's kind of like I haven't taken steps to make it happen yet. I'm kind of like, well, I'm not happy, and I want to be happy, and if I want to be happy, that's what I got to do. It's almost like I have to sign up for this course and take it or something. And it's kind of like I haven't signed up for it, and I'm like, if I do that, that's going to change what time I have available. It's going to change where I'm working. It's going to change a lot of things. And I'm just kind of like sorting it out and making peace with what I'm about to do. Almost very casual, I would say. It's kind of peaceful. You got a lot of healing coming in here. The longer you think about it, the more enlightenment comes in. The more I'm feeling strength with that card, the yellow. I'm getting like a lot of personal loyalty, kind of like I got to do what's right for me. You're very, like, I see Cancer as somebody, like, when they care about people, when somebody's in your circle, about people who you value, I feel like Cancer is the one who bends over backwards without even thinking about it. If somebody's not within your circle, that's a whole nother story. But when they're in your circle, you're very, very caring. And it's kind of like you've made a decision, kind of like, I can't be who I really want to be. I can't excel to the level I need to excel if I don't make this choice for myself. I can't be there for other people the way I want to be if I can't be who I want to be for myself. If I didn't make that too confusing. You are gathering information, but there's somebody's like, I feel like there's an ally coming forward and like supporting your decision. A lot of healing coming in, a lot of strength. Whatever it is that I know there's somebody coming in, but I keep going back to the past. This choice did not come forward easily. In fact, I'm feeling like maybe you fought against it for a long time. You might have fought against this change for a very long time. It was not easy for you. You did not come by this haphazardly. This is not just a whim. This is something that's been sitting there for years, is what I'm getting. And it's kind of like it's finally come to the surface, kind of like, listen, if I don't like how this is, it's up to me to change it. And it's a difficult decision, but it's time to make that decision. It's hard. It's not easy, but even though I have a very calm feeling with what's going on, the root of this is very, very, like, it's a big deal for you. It's a big deal. So whatever it is, it's a very big deal for you. That Ten of Swords with the 5 in the past, the Ten of Swords is like, right now you're in the Ten of Swords because you're seeing where you are versus where you want to be, and you got to make this move forward. And it's a lot. It's very, like, a very, like, knowing where I got to be type feel. It feels to me almost like, you know, I want to be... It's almost like you want to be a doctor, and it's kind of like I have some training in this field, but not enough to be what I want. And it's going to take up a lot of my time to do that. It's going to change the relationships I currently have. But I do want it. It's almost like having that drive, like I really do want it, and I've made peace with that. Now I got to make it happen. It's kind of like, it kind of feels like that. I don't know if that's a really simple way to put that. I'm taking out a lot of emotion from that because I do feel like for some of you, this is maybe a relationship connection, kind of like this isn't working for me, and I know I got to make a big change, and this is going to restructure a lot of things. You got an ally here. This is a very good ally for you. I feel like this is a very compatible ally for you. Somebody who's going to stand with you. Somebody who's going to be honest. I feel like that's an honest card, the way it feels. Not that the Queen of Cups isn't anyway, but sometimes they hold things back just out of caring for somebody else. But I feel like they know you need this strength. The fish keep popping out on that too. 17, star card. That's definitely communication. That's also somebody helping you see the way that you couldn't see before. And then the 9 of Pentacles. It seems like this person's almost on the outside of what's happening. I almost feel like I can talk to this person off to the side. Like they're not, like for example, if this is a work situation, it's not somebody I directly work with. Maybe it's somebody you worked with before. Maybe it's a friend from the past. Maybe it's a relative I don't usually talk to. Something like that. This is somebody who's an ally who's off to the side. They're like, okay, you can talk with me about this. I'll be objective. I just want you to be happy with whatever you choose, but I'm going to be honest about what I'm seeing. I'm not going to set you up for failure. I don't feel like telling you what you want to hear is going to help you. I feel like telling you what I actually see is going to help you. So they're going to be honest with you. Could be brutal at times, not in a negative way, but kind of like maybe there's something you don't like, and they're going to be like, well, this is how that's going to shake out, and that's the truth that I'm seeing. But they're like, they want to like arm you with the truth. Kind of like if they tell you what they're really seeing, you can prepare for it. You can be ready for it. If they just tell you what they think you want to hear, they leave you out there just kind of floating on the pond. Like anything could come and get you if you don't know what's in the pond. You know what I mean? Like if there's alligators in that pond, they're going to be like, listen, Cancer, there's alligators in that pond. I wouldn't do the back float there. I just wouldn't do it. If they don't tell you that, something bad, really bad, they feel like something bad could happen to you. So they tell you things that might be a little bit uncomfortable because they want you to be protected and ready for what's possibly there. It's coming. The end of something is coming. It does feel like you're making peace with it. It does get rid of this. Before the end happens, you are not happy is what I'm getting. It's very heavy. It's like if this reading is hitting, it's a lot of like uncomfortable energy. It's usually devastation, kind of like knowing what I got to do and being very traumatized about having to do it. It's kind of how that feels to me. This goes away once the end comes. Once it's done, it's done. I do see you being a lot stronger and having a lot more abilities to move things forward. A lot of strength comes in. You get a lot more strength once you've made your decision and moved forward. There might be this little blip. I don't know if there's a blip because I'm seeing this card again, and I I saw it for Pisces. So I don't know if Pisces is your ally in this, which is possible. Pisces might be your ally. When I see the Queen of Cups, I'm noticing the fish. Two fish swimming around each other is sometimes a Pisces symbol. So maybe, doesn't have to be, but that's also somebody who's very they understand the emotional connection. They're very respectful. They're a very good ally for you. Usually. I don't know why this is popping in right now, but I've noticed over the years, sooner or later, there's always somebody who doesn't like a specific sign. I don't know why I'm going this, because I'm a Pisces, so I've heard it a lot lately, how people are like, oh, Pisces, you need help, Pisces, you're wrong. I've heard it for a lot of different signs. I've heard Scorpio get beat up. I've heard Gemini get beat up. I've heard Sagittarius get beat up. I've heard Taurus get beat up. I've heard Capricorn get beat up a lot, it seems. Every sign has this positive and negative. I don't know why I'm throwing that out there, so don't get caught up in the sign. If you don't care for that sign, that's fine. It doesn't have to be that sign. But every sign has its ups and downs. They're all equal. I don't know why I'm throwing that in there, but it's just popping in my brain, because it's I swear, every sign gets a bad rap sooner or later. Every sign is oh, that sign's my favorite sign, and then later I'll find somebody else who's oh no, that sign, I hate that sign. I'm there is no good or bad sign. It's just how you currently relate to them. Just throwing that out there. You got a lot of possibilities coming in, and the Ace of Cups is showing up. Be careful not to sit in the moment of perfection. Because I'm getting this, you have a chance to choose one of these cups and make something happen. It's coming forward. When you hit this moment of freedom, I'm getting, for a lot of you, set yourself a deadline for 6 months. Give yourself a 6-month deadline. And you might even want to, if somebody's your ally, tell them, I'm giving myself a 6-month timeline. I'm going to just be comfortable where I am now, but in 6 months I realize I'm going to have to change and make a different decision and move something forward. So whatever I freed myself from, maybe I'm enjoying that for 6 months at the most. At the most. You don't have to make it a full 6 months, but at the most. And while you're in that 6-month period, decide which one of the 7 cups you want and make that happen. If you could end up perfecting your life away, and I don't know if that's going to make sense, because some people wait for this perfect moment. I don't think now's a good time. I'm waiting for things to be right. I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for just the right moment. I've seen people wait their life away waiting for this perfect moment. The perfect moment is a concept. It's not going to happen. I'll use the pie analogy again. It's kind of there is no perfect pie for everybody. For example, some people like mincemeat, some people like coconut, some people like cherry, some people hate fruit pies, some people love fruit pies, some people only like pudding pies. There is no perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Create the moment, move towards it. Give yourself 6 months to make things move forward. Up at the most. Don't perfect your moment away. If you have that in your head, if you okay, I got to this moment, things are comfortable, I feel like things are peaceful, because I think that's the trick. You hit this peaceful moment where things have ended. You got to realize you're going to move on. You're not going to get what you want. You're going to end up back in the same cycle there's a possibility here. You might create the same cycle in a different place. It's kind of if you're in a work situation and you move on from that work situation, you might end up in another work situation that creates the same situations, the same environment, or whatever you didn't like, you could recreate. We don't want that. Or even in a relationship, you moved on from a relationship that wasn't working. You need to make a change. Whatever it is whatever that change you want is, don't wait for the perfect moment. Give yourself 6 months to enjoy the peace. I respect that completely. Give yourself 6 months. Respect the peace. Enjoy the peace. Live it up in that. But realize that moment's going to pass. Take advantage of it to create what you want, not end up defaulting back. Because if you get too used to the peace, you'll just kind of go with the flow, and before you know it, you get back into old patterns. Boom, you're right back where you started. Which is, you didn't do any of this to end up right back where you started. You want to progress. So give yourself no more than 6 months. It doesn't have to be a full 6 months. Hey, it could be 3, it could be 2 days, whatever works for you. If you're 2 days works for you, then works for you. But no more than 6 months. And then start taking steps to create what you want. And like, because a lot of people, they default. They just get comfortable. Things are peaceful. I like the peaceful. I'm just going to write out the piece as long as it goes. And when you write out the piece as long as it goes, you just get very comfortable. You go naturally back into old patterns. And before you know it, back exactly where I don't want to be. We don't want that to happen to you. So hopefully that's helpful. All right, are we good? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.